And here's the aerial sequence. One of the sequences that represented 400 hours of footage, all of which had to be distilled down to about 15 minutes of screen time. Each one of these shots represents a great deal of difficulty, a lot of danger, a lot of coordination between multiple aircraft, a lot of skill from pilots, and always looking for ways to show that it is Tom flying the plane and not a stuntman, which is not usually the case. And all of these shots involved ideal weather conditions and split-second decisions of when to pivot and what to shoot, and a great deal of beauty that you cannot be seduced by. You have to always be looking at these sequences and saying, does it move the story along? And Eddie Hamilton was constantly telling me that this stunt, it was part one of a two-part stunt. Eddie kept telling me, this is redundant, and we're just ultimately going to end up taking it out of the movie. And of course, I resisted that for a long time, but true enough to everything else, it could go. So it went. This is a leftover piece of Grace and Tepeza on their journey across the ice. This was some of my favorite stuff, some of Haley's favorite stuff, and we really had a wonderful time shooting it. And it really just created a slowdown in the narrative. It didn't really give us the thrust that we needed, but it represented some beautiful photography and some really extraordinary work by our team that tells a story of their journey to the ice. And unfortunately, the story that it was telling was the time and the distance. And one of the problems with that is the audience begins to sense it. And this was one of the sequences that, as beautiful as it was and compelling as it was, the movie simply couldn't sustain it. We'd become so efficient shooting underwater, we were able to get extra material of Tom trying to get into the submarine, having difficulty accessing it, in case later we wanted to create a sense of pressure. And again, Tom was checking his dive computer and the audience saw this ticking clock, something that's very common in Mission Impossible. And in this movie, it just didn't work. This was to create a sense of difficulty for Ethan. And again, loved all of it. But as we were putting the movie together, we just decided we didn't need it.
Thank you for clicking on our video, everybody. If you like what you saw here, please make sure you like the video and subscribe and share with your friends who like this sort of content. Joe Blow remains an independent company, and we appreciate all of your support.